One of the hardest things we have to do is market ourselves. We feel like it's something dirty, like we are following the fake it until you make it motto, and we always tend to undersell ourselves in most circumstances because we're afraid to seem arrogant and cocky. We're afraid that what we're saying people won't believe, that we are overreacting, and that we're giving much more emphasis on something that wasn't really a big deal. So this video is going to focus on how to help you on explaining why we undersell ourselves, how to get unstuck from this mindset, which basically this is what my channel is about, mind shifting your mindset, and help you guys understand that every person in them has something to market. And underselling yourself is basically slapping yourself in the face and saying that whatever you're doing is just not worth it. There's so many videos out there, books, movies, that try to pinpoint the trait of a successful person. What makes people successful? What makes them stand out? And what I've noticed from my generation, but even previous generations to come, let me know, is that we tend to undersell ourselves in most sectors in our life. Whether it's our job, our finances, our personal life. Now, Seth Godin said that marketing is a contest for people's attention. And that really resonated with me. Because we market ourselves subconsciously, pretty much from the moment we're born. But let's say that it starts in preschool. The moment you set foot in preschool or school, you're marketing yourself. You're trying to get people to like you, you're trying to seem cool, whether that's through your character, whether it's because you're funny, you're pretty, whether you have the cool toys, the cool clothes, and that kind of goes through our entire life. Now, I really got the slap in the face of that you need to market yourself correctly when I was applying for college. So when I was doing my cover letters and I don't even know what you do right now for college, but when I was putting all my paperwork together, I had to be able to put 18 years of existence on this planet to prove to someone who has no idea who I am, who has never met me, that I am worth to be part of this institution. Now, Georgetown happened to find that I was worth it, but I didn't market myself correctly. And we have this tendency to undersell ourselves. So I wanted to do a video about this, because I'm about to visit my university. When you watch this, I've already visited the university, hopefully. And it really struck me on how much I've changed, how much we change in general from the moment we leave high school, that we go to college, that we go to work, but also how we kind of miss some lessons that we should be learning by this point. Now, like I said, I had to put 18 years of existence on this planet into a paper that will be sent over to America to someone to read who has no idea who I am, to see whether I am worthy to be accepted in this institution. And when we finish university, this kind of goes on, and suddenly we have to apply for jobs, and we're supposed to put 24, 30 years of existence, according to how many years you've been studying, onto one piece of paper. Because people, like recruiters, say that a resume that is only 1 page long is the best. So it seems that the more time we exist on this planet, the less paper we are given to express ourselves. And that's when you really have to know how to market yourself. You have to know how to market your strengths, and what they say, flaunt your flaws. So even if you have a negative thing, how are you going to make it into a positive thing? Now, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to introduce yourself in the comment sections below. My name is Olympia. I have a degree in cognitive neuroscience and art history, as you found out from Georgetown University. And what I like to do, I like to dissect that pretty little brain of yours to see what makes you tick, but also what makes you talk. So help her out by smashing that subscribe button, ringing that bell for your weekly Thursday videos, and let's see why you undersell yourself. Let's start. So first of all, we think that whatever we've gone through, whatever we've done, it's not a big deal. We think that most people have gone through something similar, and we start comparing ourselves to other people and the similar circumstances and seeing that, okay, I went through it, so what? So the first reason why we undersell ourselves is that we are afraid what others will think. We are afraid that we will seem arrogant, cocky, that people will call bullshit on what we think is our strength, what we are trying to market. But like I said in my previous videos, I will link them below, that we take ourselves way too seriously. And at the end of the day, most people care what they do, what they think, and are much more judgmental of themselves rather than you. So if a person feels that you are arrogant for marketing something that they may think is not worth it, if you believe it's worth it, this is the part of the successful people. People that are successful don't really bullshit. The fake it until you make it. Have you noticed that it's only until you make it that that phrase goes to? So once you make it, once you've become successful, people will automatically, because you are successful, believe in what you're doing. But I kind of disagree in this, because I think that part of being a successful person, like I said, is knowing how to market yourself correctly. And this is the mark of a successful person. A successful person sees it before you do. That's what makes them successful, because they believe before they make you believe. And if you believe it, then you become it. Now, this is where our overcoming self-doubt comes in. We're afraid that whatever we've gone through is not that important. It's not good enough. For example, so what if I wrote a book when I was 16 and published it when I was 17? My brain, when I was applying to Georgetown University, was thinking, all right, well, it's a children's book. Everyone can write a children's book. It's not that long because it's a children's book. It's not like I wrote a novella, like a really good best-selling book. What are my profits? Did I make any money off them? Because the numbers matter. I went to the extent where I diminished it so much that I forgot that I was underage when I published my first book. So this is one of the reasons why we tend to undersell ourselves. We think that what we've done is not that big of a deal, or what we've been through. I was the only blonde in my class. I went to a Greek public school, and I got made fun a lot about being American, having an American accent when I was speaking English and not pronouncing the words in a Greek accent. And that shaped who I am. So I felt that I wasn't like a pure breed, that I was kind of like a bastardized DNA of being Greek and being American. And it's only when I met people that were also from two different cultures, that were also bilingual, that I actually thought, wow, like I'm part of one of the oldest cultures out there, one of the ancient, the foundation of medicine, philosophy, so many things, the Greek culture. But also I am part of the most innovative, entrepreneurial, being yourself, living the dream. Literally, the United States is the only country, I think it's the only one, that has a clause in the Declaration of Independence that says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And when I managed to combine those two and realize how that could be, instead of a flaw, which was what I felt in my previous year, it was part of who it made me today, and how diverse my character is, that I managed to market myself correctly. The other thing is that we think people had it worse. So whatever we do, whatever we go through, we automatically compare ourselves to what another person had done. So for example, again, the reason why I'm using so much of myself as an example here is because you do what you preach. I thought that having epilepsy, getting 2 degrees in 4 years, from all the while having seizures and being high on medication, wasn't that big of a deal, because I was thinking that my seizures were only after like every 3-4 months. There are people that have seizures every day, and then I was thinking, well, you don't have cancer. Everyone's wins are worth celebrating. And by the way, you're not God, so we all have an expiration date. Some people get to know approximately when their expiration date is. Some people don't, and some people get hit by a bus the next day and they didn't even see it coming. So the fact that someone else did it better than you, and you are automatically comparing yourself, which, by the way, compare and despair effect, and why we compare ourselves to others, the fact that we compare our wins to someone else's kind of takes away from our ability to market ourselves correctly, and we also undersell ourselves. So we're thinking that, all right, well, so what if I had to work from home during this pandemic? I have internet, I have laptop. Well, I have a job too. People are on furlough. People are losing their jobs. Like I said, again, I'm not minimizing the severity of those situations, but you shouldn't also undersell yourself in the fact that what you're going through is also hard. And lastly, another thing that one of the reasons why we undersell ourselves is that we don't believe it until someone else points it out. So we need basically to be validated by others. It's only when people tell us that, oh my God, you went through this medical condition. Oh my God, you published a book when you were so young. That's when it starts to hit us that, okay, wow, like I did a good job. Good for me. I could use that as I can market myself. This is who I am. And when I say that we need to be validated by others, everyone needs a confident boost. Everyone needs to feel like they have healthy people around them, that they are helping them out during the tough times. But if you keep trying to get that validation for someone else and feed into that self-doubt, you'll see that these people get tired, because if you don't see it, no one else will. If you don't believe it, why should someone else believe it? And this is one of the things that I did wrong when I applied to many universities out there. I did not market myself correctly. I expected someone else to read that piece of paper and believe and see something that I didn't. I hope this video helped. I hope it explained why we tend to undersell ourselves. We don't like to feel fear. We don't like to, our brains don't like to feel uncomfortable, so we will do anything we can usually to blend in. But then when we don't fit in that little box that we're trying to create, that's when we get a lot of self-doubt and overwhelm, which, by the way, is one of the reasons why I wanted to create a guide for you, 6 ways to underwhelm when you're overwhelmed. I'll link it below. Make sure to check out my site, because if you give your brain a break and you let it feed what it's missing through my scientifically backed up ways, you'll see that you'll start understanding everything that you've gone through, your flaws, your pros, your cons anyways, and start to market yourself correctly. Now, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give me a huge thumbs up to make Mama algorithm love me, ringing that bell to get your weekly Thursday videos, and most importantly, guys, share this video with someone who needs to learn how not to undersell themselves. And that's it, folks.